I love this. So the thing is that I remember when you emailed me, and I didn't know who you are or anything like that. I get a lot of emails from people, and I remember you were excited because you were in Maine and I was in Maine, and you're like, oh, can we meet up and for coffee or something like that? And at the time I was, busy. And so I'm like, well, I'm full of myself.
No, it's true.
Oh, I don't know, John. But we met, I was like, I'll be at this Starbucks. I made you drive.
Oh, yeah.
Like an hour.
Significant distance, yeah.
I know, I made you drive like an hour to the Starbucks that was right near my house. And I was like, I'll give you 20 minutes.
Yep.
We ended up talking for like a really long time though.
It worked out. I can't remember.
It was a really, really long time. And you actually became a client right there, which is so funny because I didn't even know what the meeting was really going to be about or anything like that. And the funny thing is, though, is that I didn't even realize that we knew each other from before. I was just like, oh, this guy seems really cool.
No, and that's exactly how I remember it too. I was so nervous. Like I wrote that email like 15 times because, I felt like I knew you. As you know, what's pretty interesting. And now a lot of people telling me like, John, I feel like I know you. Like I listen to you all the time. And that's how I felt about you. I'm like, I felt like I know you. I knew you from listening to you so much. So I crafted this email, then I rewrote it, And I'll never forget, like I pressed the send button thinking in my mind, what was a lot of reality was, Jaime gets these requests all the time. This is just going to go through a VA. This is, I hope she actually gets to read this. And I remember just saying, listen, like, I really just want to meet you. Like, I'm looking to make this a valuable meeting. I'd love to go wherever you are to buy you a cup of coffee because I have this idea, this podcast that I need to take to the next level. And that first meeting was surreal. I mean, seeing you in the coffee shop, I'm like, oh, she's real, like kind of like rock star status in my eyes because this is my world that I was in. Mm-hmm. And it was a great first meeting. And I was just like, how can I pay you money right now to like make this official? Because I know that I need a mentor. I'm clueless. I've never been in the online world before. I don't have no idea about podcasting. I have no connections, no relationships. You have all of this and more because of everything that you've built up and established. Like, what can I do to invest in myself to hit that fast forward button and kind of get on the week?
And that's now, even after you're making 300,000. It's not, you haven't even slacked. I'm impressed, right?
Yeah,
at the beginning, people work a lot, which you did. You worked your butt off. I mean, I remember I would give you action items and the next day you're like, okay, I'm done. What's next? And I'm like, are you serious? All right, fine. I'll give you more. And then you'd be like, okay, I'm done. Give me more.
I think that people can really realize that once you have that ravenous appetite to just do more and more and more like I had with podcasting, that's how I knew I was on the right track. So when you have that type of thing where you're like, give me more, and like you wake up and you want to start working on that project, on that next thing, that's the space that I was in. And it was the first time in my life. And I was 32 years old. So I spent all of my time up to that point not feeling that way. And I was never like, I was always a kind of a hard worker in some ways, but believe me, I was a slacker in a lot of ways. I was lazy in a lot of ways because if I wasn't excited about something, I wanted nothing to do with it. And so a lot of people interpret that as being lazy or a slacker because I just wasn't willing to put any effort into something that I didn't see as exciting. But as soon as I had that thing, I was just like, I was all in and I was working 70 to 80 hours a week. Even this past weekend, I worked 8 hours on Saturday, 6 hours on Sunday. I didn't have to, but I was like, man, I can't wait to like get this funnel implemented. Oh, I need to rewrite podcast launch. I have a couple new things. So I rewrote my book over the weekend.